Guys, I am so frustrated with Raid right now, and I don't usually do videos like this. I usually, do more live arena content or something for today, but I've been doing a lot of that content recently. I wanted to change it up a bit, see what kind of response I get from you guys. So let's get into it, guys. I am Felris. We are sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends today, even if those seas are sometimes pretty choppy. Guys, you may have noticed we got some new upgrades on the channel. Green screen is better. Yay! Finally figured that one out. New camera as well, which is going to make a massive difference on the channel, guys. But let's get into the problems that I'm having with Raid right now. And the number one problem that I have with Raid is going to be dungeons. So you go into here into battle and you have the dungeons. And right now, the only dungeon that is worth farming at the moment, at the time of this recording, there is still 2x on speed gear. So Dragon is worth farming, Event Dungeon is worth farming, Fire Knight's Castle is worth farming for specifically Savage and Regen gear. Ice Golem Peak is okay early game. In the later game, it gives you this curse set, which has a chance to place a Hex debuff. Other than that, it's pretty trash. Outside of Tournament, Spider is now only good for silver because we have all these set-based accessories, right? The only dungeons worth anything anymore are Dragon for speed, because speed is king in this game. I will say that over and over and over again. And the Event Dungeon for pinpoint. On top of this, you do not get good gear when you farm these dungeons. I have now, I farm Dragon hard, okay? I have a hard 10 team, okay? I farm Dragon. I have not gotten a usable piece of speed gear in over 6 months. I haven't even gotten a usable 5-star piece of speed gear. And I have been farming Dragon basically whenever the Event Dungeon is not around. What the heck, Raid? What the heck? Come on. When you're farming hard 10, you have a shot at getting 5- and 6-star artifacts. Yeah, you've got a shot at mythical gear, but most of the time you're still getting 5-star gear. This is where people are using their valuable energy. This is where I have to use my valuable energy to get basically nothing constantly. Now, Raid can be a grind. That is part of the joy. That is part of the fun of Raid. It can be a grind. However, it should be better than this. That stage 10 is not an easy stage. Okay? Stage 10 requires good gear. Okay? It requires good champions. This is my team right here. By the way, yes, I am using an epic Geomancer. You can use Quintus in his spot, but I think Geomancer has on the whole worked a little better for me recently. I don't know why Kaimar's in there. I don't think Kaimar should be in there, but it works, I guess. This is the team I'm using. It's a good team, okay? But for the cost of 40 energy per run to get 2 pieces of gear, which may be flat stat and almost definitely won't have speed, this is not worth it. This is not worth my time. I can be using all that energy here in campaign in order to farm up more 6-star champions. However, that is completely useless also if I don't have the gear to gear them out. So it's not like I'm not farming, okay? As you can see, I've got 27 energy. I am running dry my energy, okay? It's not that I'm not farming, it's that the drop rates suck. And on one level, it doesn't matter. We are to enjoy Raid for what it is. We are to enjoy the game that is given to us. I firmly believe that. On another level, it's like, why should we play this game if you can't play it? Because you get to a certain point, right? When you start out, when you use that link in the description below to start your new Raid account, you will start out, everything is good. On the free-to-play, I'm keeping flat stat speed pieces if they have, and they double or triple roll speed. That's fine. Everything is good. When you get here, though, when you get to these stages, you need better gear. Like, either these sets need a buff, or they need to say, okay, if you're farming stage 6 and higher of Dragon hard, you only get 6-star gear. I think that's enough of a fix. It's not a satisfactory fix to me, but I think it's enough of a fix to make the game still grindy, because then you have to grind for the stats and substats that you want, rather than for the gear quality and the stats and substats that you want. It just makes everything a little bit easier. Guys, once again, I have been farming Dragon for 6 months and I have not gotten a usable piece of gear. At least not one that would make any sort of difference on my account. Like I've gotten some 5-star accuracy gear with some speed. Who cares? I'm moving into perception more and more and more because I'm progressing faction wars so much. So accuracy is not the set it once was for me. I still like accuracy gear, by the way, as a set. If you need some extra accuracy, definitely be using your accuracy gear. But it's not enough. It's not enough from these dungeons. Now, speed, the speed set here is absolutely massive. It's absolutely massive. 12% speed. But even this is potentially outclassed by impulse gear, which you get from Live Arena. All right? We get impulse gear from Live Arena that has speed, 12% speed, and I think it's 12% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown? That's pretty good. The only place that's not good and cannot completely replace speed gear is in Amius. That's it. That's it. Go figure. Why should we even care about Dragon anymore if we're going to dump thousands and thousands and thousands of energy into it without getting a good piece of speed gear? Let me prove this to you. Okay? Take a look at the speed gear on my account. This is it. This is all of it. I have speed boots. I have a couple 6-star speed boots, but double roll speed on resistance. Not great. No speed on that defense piece. I don't even know why I kept this one. Double roll speed on attack without crit rate. It's only good if I'm in clutch for speed. 14 speed is not that much for me. These are 5-star pieces. These are not 6-star pieces. Again, double roll speed on attack. Double roll speed on a 5-star HP percent. Look at this. Look at this. This is not okay. What do I do with this? Like, do I not farm? And look, here's an accuracy piece that has not rolled speed. I do not get enough of this gear to get and roll good pieces. So I've moved away from farming Dragon. I don't want to because this set is absolutely account changing. Triple roll accuracy isn't bad. That's not bad. But it didn't roll speed at all, And yeah, sure, it's 6-star, but look, single roll speed, single roll speed, single roll speed. Like, this is old gear. This is old gear. This is gear that used to be good on my account back in the day. And now it's not. The only reason I've kept it is because I am desperate for speed gear. And this is the set that is going to change your account the most. It's the set that did that for me. It's the set that'll do that for you too. Y'all, this is just crazy. This is just crazy. They need to, I've been farming Dragon when the boosted events for speed are on. When you've got this 2x or 3x on speed gear. That is when I'm farming to give myself the best chance and not waste my energy. Not waste my energy. Because that's what it is. You're wasting energy. I think it is insane the amount of usable speed gear I have gotten in the last 6 months and how much I have farmed Dragon. It is insane. Again, early game, it doesn't matter. But as you progress, especially like this is pretty end game content. These levels here are pretty end game content. End game players need the best gear possible. And it's no surprise that they are moving into Curse City or Hydra or whatever and away from dungeons because this just gives you better drop rates. It does. It really does. The speed from perception gear, but also pinpoint gear and protection gear, all those sets have better drop rates than just a speed set. Now, the speed set, in my opinion, is still better for me because I don't have enough of the other sets to make, those 6-9 piece sets that would give me the same speed. So the speed set is still better for me. But it's no surprise that other players are moving away from dungeons and into places like Hydra, right? Into places like Curse City where they can get their supersonic gear. It's not surprising to me. Just kind of how the game works, I suppose. It's a real problem. Because if people can't progress in the game, they're going to quit the game. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are about gear. Like, another thing is I have never gotten a usable Savage set. I farm Fire Knight as well. I have never gotten a usable Savage set in my entire time playing this account. And it has been like over a year now. I have not gotten a usable Savage set. I have not gotten a usable Lethal set. What the heck? I mean, Lethal, I've only actually been able to farm decent gear from Lethal one time. So that one I'm not not upset, but pumped, I guess, about. But the Savage gear, like, I should have Savage gear. I should. I farm Fire Knight. I've been playing a long time. I don't have any Savage gear. I certainly don't have any Savage gear with 100% crit rate. I don't have a set that gives me 100% crit rate, so it's basically useless. So I'm not getting my speed substats from my speed gear. I'm not getting my crit rate substats from my savage gear. Come on, man. Come on. If you want to start a new Raid Shadow Legends account, you can go ahead and use my link in the description below. You'll be rewarded with a free legendary champion, Corrado, as well as 3 free epics as you progress your account. There's one more thing that I probably need to mention in regards to, priority things that Plarium should have on their list of changing, and that's going to be the champions, okay? We have so many champions in this game, and on one hand, that's a really good thing. That is a really good thing that there are so many champs to collect. Personally, I find that that is the most fun part of the game. However, most of these champions are not usable, all right? So Plarium needs to go in and they need to buff the unusable ones, make them usable, and they need to make sure that they add champs that are usable. Like, okay, what about this guy? What about this guy? Mr. Cracklin. Cracklin the Blackened right here. This dude is only useful if you get him super early. He has a really interesting A1 with heal reduction, and then he has an ally attack on that A1. He's got decreased accuracy and weaken, which I guess is okay. And then he has increased duration of continuous heal, which I guess could be used in Chimera with like Senna maybe. And then he has reflect damage and continuous heal on everybody, which also, could be good in Chimera. But like this guy, like he's where does he really belong? Where does he really belong? He has some wave clear enabling potential maybe for Doom Tower, I guess. I guess that's it. I guess if, who do you want to bring in with an A1 in the Ogren tribe? I know that one of my friends really likes Wuzgar for his A1 quad hit. So I guess maybe some Fire Knight utility early on. But again, it's early on, And the likelihood of you pulling Cracklin the Blackened early on is so low because there are so many champions in this game that you can pull. Now, the Voids don't have this problem. The Voids are still, decent drop rates, decent chance that you're getting someone good. But these other ones, there's really no way to predict what you're going to get or who you're going to get. You cannot count on getting anybody in this game. There are a couple fixes to this. Well, one that I already mentioned, you buff champs. That works, okay? The other thing that you do is you add a new faction. Now, that doesn't fix the issue. If they add this hidden faction right here, it doesn't fix the issue, but it makes an illusion that the issue has gone away because now you can pull, and if you pull someone from the new faction, right, you add so many champions when the faction is released so that you are more likely to pull someone in that faction, which gives the illusion that, okay, I can pull actually something good and new and worthwhile. Instead of pulling for like the Cheshire Cat, who is a really strong damage dealer, who was just released into the game. I quite like this guy. But if you pull for him, you're not going to get him. Like, that's the honest truth. Unless you're super lucky, like I was with Kaleth, you're not going to get him. By the way, I think they need to release more champions like Mr. Kaleth here. And I do not say they need to release more OP champions. They need to release more champions who do unique things like Kaleth. This A2 is super unique. It basically gives your entire team an extra turn. And it's really useful. I use him in the event dungeon, which I actually need to make a video on. I need to make a video on my event dungeon team because it's quite fun and quite unexpected. But Mr. Kaleth here does something really unique. He does something that no other champion does, right? I mean, same thing with Shayek. A lot of the most fun champions, right? Shayek, 1, has a taunt on a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty cool. 2, has a passive Hex, which is also pretty cool. And then he has a no-hit block buffs with turn meter fill. Also sweet. Like, this is a sweet champ. Everybody underrated him when he first came out. I'm fortunate enough to have 2, and oh my goodness, he's great. He's great. I use him in Hydra. I still use him in Hydra on my brutal team, which does almost 100 million damage. So yeah, they need to go in and fix that. If I'm pulling shards, I want to know that I'm going to get someone good. Especially, for all the spenders out there, they want to know that they're getting something good for their money. Let's just take a look here at how Plarium values your roster, okay? Take a look at this. $1 per ancient shard, okay? What is Mercy? Mercy on ancient shards is going to be chance increase per shard. After 200 summons without a legendary, you get a 5% increase per shard, which means it will take about 221 ancients to have a guaranteed legendary. each at $1 per ancient, each of these legendaries costs $220. What? $220 for Cracklin the Blackened? $220 for this guy. All the other shards are worse, by the way. Pretty much. Except maybe, well, no, sacred shards are worse because sacreds are about 20 per shard. You get mercy at 12, and it's not as big an increase as the ancients. $220 for your War Mother. $220 for your Robar. Come on, man. That is how Plarium values your roster. That is not okay to me. That is not okay. And I don't make a lot of these rant videos because I do firmly believe that we should enjoy the game for what it is. But as far as value goes, that's really bad value. It's really bad value for your energy. If you're free to play, it's really bad value because you're not getting anyone good. There are far more terrible Legos than there are good ones in this game. You know, I use like less than half of my roster. I recently rebuilt my account. I don't know if you guys were on stream for that, but I rebuilt my account on stream. And most of these champs are not geared. Look, see? Like most of these champs are not geared anymore. I geared the ones that I like. So Plarium, I know that probably someone from Plarium is watching this, or someone representing Plarium is watching this. So can we get a buff for these champs? Can we get a buff for the dungeons, please? Like that would be so helpful for me on my raid journey and probably everyone else as well. Some constructive criticism for you guys. Some constructive criticism here. Once again, I don't really like making these rant videos, but see how the response from the community was. It's kind of fun to rant sometimes. I'm particularly frustrated about something in the game. So guys, thank you for being here. Those seas are choppy today. The seas are choppy today, but you know what? We're still gonna be positive. Still love y'all. Still love y'all. Still appreciate each and every one of you. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you want to start a new Raid Shadow Legends account, you can use my link in the description below. You'll be rewarded with a free legendary Corrado, as well as 3 free epics as you progress your account. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been Felrus, and I will see you in another video.